Good. Right, I want you to shake the arms out. Get your 3 big breaths, as in full inhale, full exhale, times 3. Take your time with it. Try and relax the shoulders, try and clear the head. Get it done. Good, right, let's start speeding this jog up. Let's start raising the level in which we're bringing these knees up now. So it's not quite high knees, but I would say quarter knees. Driving the arms, focus on the breathing. Good, and then we're going to start punching forwards. So punching forwards, all from the shoulder and elbow, okay? I don't want you to start leaning forwards, breaking form. Keep those shoulder blades pulled together, keep that chest proud. Same detail, we're going to start punching the sky all the way down. We're pulling these elbows all the way down, underneath the hand, and again, I'm just going to say it. Scott, you need to work on this. You need to slow it down. See my elbows? This is what you look like now. I'm not picking on you. I'm trying to make you better. You look like me right now. I want you to look like this. See the difference? Imagine someone's came along. That beautiful, beautiful. That's what we're after. Good. See when you're pressing that kettlebell up over your head? Not tonight, but when you do, keep that movement pattern with your elbows. Don't let it start flaying out here, losing a lot of power, putting a lot of stress on the shoulder. Good. Out to the sides. Good, and then down to the floor. Pulling those elbows high. Good. Into our chest swings, opening up that upper body. Take your time, begin slowly, focus on a good stretch. Good stretch. Once it starts to feel like it's flowing pretty well, that's when I want us to start squeezing those shoulder blades together. And then into straight arms. Loosening off the upper back, into the shoulders. And don't forget, focus not just on the lift, but also the way back, okay? You're gonna get a bit of chest and shoulders in there as well, especially right in here, where a lot of us get a lot of tightness. Focus on a good positive swing back. Under control, of course, into our jumping jack style arms. Keeping the shoulder blades pulled together. Good, keeping the feet moving, focusing on the breathing. Ever so slightly getting the heart rate up, but nothing major. Good. From here, we're gonna get into our swings, our side swings, and our toe touches. It's a hip sequence. Take your time. Focus on a quality stretch. Focus on increasing the stretch with each swing. Don't just swing your leg around because that's what it says, because it's a leg swing. Focus on a positive stretch on the forward swing and the rear of the swing, keeping the pelvis nice and neutral. And just focus on that breathing, getting into it. Changing legs only when things start to feel like they're flowing pretty well. So if you turned up a wee bit late, all you need is a kettlebell and a skipping rope at most. Optional, you do not need them. If you've only got one kettlebell and it's a heavy one, probably best you just sit it to the side and use a water bottle for what we're going to be doing tonight. It's active recovery. Therefore, at no point during this circuit should you feel like you're severely knocking your pan in. There's no real leg work. Okay, we're working more on low impact exercises, a fair bit of core work involved tonight, and also throwing in a bit of technique work. The reason I'm putting skipping into the nice active recovery workout is because a lot of people need to practice. And if there was ever a time, if you can't skip very well and you want to practice it without affecting your workout, now's the time. On a workout where we're trying not to knock our pan in. And even for those of you who can skip, while you're skipping, do you think you can make it better? Probably could. So tonight isn't just a case of I can skip. Try to make and refine your skipping. Hips back, push them forward. But again, it's up to you. Take your time. If things are feeling real stiff, just take your time. Begin with just a few, trying to aim to be able to tap the ground. By pushing the hips back. If things start to loosen off, that's when we start breaking form. Okay, don't break form too early to bring the lower back into it. If the hammies are feeling real tight, work with them first. And again, do as many as you can with these. At least 10, focusing on a good positive squeeze of the butt to lock those hips out. Good work. Right, we're going to bring the knees together, the feet together, get these creaky knees oiled up before we begin. Hands on the knees, keeping the heels driven down so the feet are glued to the ground. We're just going to begin pushing the knees forwards, bringing the knees up, not to lock out, don't need to lock them out, just soft knees, just before we lock them out. Good. And all we're doing here, the main job of this is just to build up that synovial fluid in the joint itself, that lubricating fluid in the joint, just smearing it across the joint. But also, if your ankles are pretty damn tight, you'll probably feel your ankles getting a wee bit of a dynamic stretch, which is a bonus. It's an added bonus. Right, hips, not hips, feet, shoulder width apart. Let's get squatting and opening up these hips. Pull one of these apart. I'm talking too fast. I'm just so excited. I like an active recovery workout. Well-earned workout. Enjoy it. Make the most of it. Don't go looking for intensity. You're not going to find it here tonight. Yeah, you're going to get sweat on. Yeah, your heart rate's going to fluctuate. It's probably going to go up a wee bit. But at no point during this workout should you be thinking, oh man, I don't know if I can go on. Nowhere near it, okay? Pretty chilled. Purpose of tonight, oh no, I've forgotten it. I had, you know how we got that tagline from the last week's one? I actually snippeted the bit out where I said it, I'd recorded it. Once more, down, elbows into knees. Damn it, forgot what it was now. Anyway, purpose of tonight, with active recovery, is to not put any strain, stress, or load on my body that's going to require recovery or impede recovery. So the idea of this is, it's better doing this than sitting doing hee-haw, okay? You're going to feel more benefits. You're going to speed up recovery, get the blood flowing. Mentally, we're getting that mental release, that kind of reason why a lot of us do exercise. We're going to get that mental release without putting physical strain on the body. I worded it much better last week, but who knows how I said it. It just came out. We're ready to go. You're damn right you are. Right, okay, so tonight it's 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. I've changed it if you missed last week, the recovery workout, from 30 on, 30 off, because it just seems like it's taken all night, okay? So it's 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. 8 exercises, we flow through it and then straight into the next round, okay? 3 rounds in total, and we're going to begin those rounds in 30 seconds. The exercises tonight, I'll just explain it as we go. The first one is skipping. If you don't have a skipping rope, just pretend. But try and imagine you're skipping. Try and you can actually build up that muscle memory. You can learn to play the drums without having a drum set. I am testament to that. I done it when I was a kid. I took drums, I had drum lessons and my mum wouldn't let me have a drum kit. So you can absolutely learn how to skip without a skipping rope. It's crazy, I know. 3 seconds, we're skipping, or you're pretending to skip. Go. Now how you skip is up to you. Where you start skipping, that's up to you. When I started skipping, I looked like this. Okay, I looked like that, it was hellish. Big, huge jumps, a lot of upper body energy expended trying to spin this thing. Over time, over practice, you will get better. You're trying to be more economical on your skipping. Relax there, as in not jump so much and not use so much upper body, just nice rotations of the wrist. Right, skipping rope down, but make sure you've not got the adrenaline pumping and you've chucked it to the other side of the room. Set yourself up, we're doing sit-ups, strict sit-ups. I'm not after speed, I'm after control on the way down. Try not to let that lower back collapse go. Practice these sit-ups, knees, elbows all the way up to the knees, all the way down. Try not to use momentum to get you up. When you're coming down, don't let your lower back collapse. Keep the chest proud. Feel how much harder it is on your core muscles as you try to keep that spine neutral. And again, if you watch me now, as I go down, a lot of people just let this part of their back collapse and shape and mold into the ground. We don't want that, okay? So keep it nice and tight. Next exercise, I'm standing up and shaking out, but get back down. We're doing glute bridges. Plant the feet. Imagine you're in a sit-up position, but bring the feet closer to the butt. Have the feet just outside the butt, okay? And you'll find you get a better press. So you're driving those feet into the ground. You're squeezing the butt at the top. It's not fast. It's powerful on the way up. Squeeze the butt down under control. Probably getting, I don't know, less than 10 reps out in 20 seconds because it's all about control. Stand up, let the blood flow. Now we're going on to a dorsal raise hold, okay? So it's not up and down, it's just up, hold. When you're holding, I want you to try and take it higher and higher and higher. So this is going to be a stressful one. Stand by. Lift up, squeeze the shoulder blades. We've got the legs on the ground. Imagine you're trying to get your belly button off the ground. Do not look directly forward because you're going to be putting lots of strain in that neck. Try and hold this position, but not only that, try and take it further and further and further. This is really going to strengthen up not only the lower back, but those upper back muscles as well. Good. A tough wee one to hold that one, but a good strengthening exercise. Shuffle jacks next. It's coordination. Get the feet going. Imagine you're lying on your back doing flutter kicks and then just wave the arms about. What I'm not after here is big, graceful jumping jack things, okay? You're just flapping the arms. Stand by, go. It's little flutters. Flapping the wings like you're trying to fly. The purpose of this is just to get the heart rate up. Get the heart rate up, get the blood flowing. Good, and get control of your breathing. Low intensity workout doesn't mean to say, every time I say it, pardon me, forget it, I'll tell you next time. Grab your light kettlebell or your water bottle. We're going to do a half Turkish get up now. Okay, we're all more than familiar with a Turkish get up. We go half the way up, we press, and then we drop back down under control. Stay on one side, go. Drive through the foot, drive through the arm. Punch that hand, lock the elbow out, back onto the elbow, back down. Again, this should be more than familiar with you by now, how to do a Turkish get up. This is the half. This is the part, if you're going to fail a Turkish get up, it's usually this part. It's usually this part people struggle with. Lie down, change arms. Okay, this is the bit people usually fail. They can't get off the ground. They go, hit! So maybe go a wee bit heavier if you like, but it's up to you. Arms locked out, crush the hell out the kettlebell, keep that shoulder blade pulled together. This arm should feel solid, stand by. Do not have a soft arm. Do not be lazy on this movement. All you're going to do is limit yourself to that light kettlebell that you may be using now. If you don't get that arm locked out, you don't crush that kettlebell, and you don't keep that shoulder in the socket throughout this movement, you're not going to build the strength or the technique required to move through that exercise on a heavier one. Right, stand up, shake out, make sure your kettlebell's out the way. Strict plank, okay, we've gone on about it long enough. I don't need to tell you what a strict plank is anymore. Do it properly. If you do a strict plank properly, after 20 seconds, you're going to feel it. 3 seconds, set up, stand by, feet together, knees together, go. Don't just rely on the fact that your core engages automatically. Squeeze it, squeeze the butt, squeeze the legs together, make yourself solid. Does that make it harder? Absolutely. Over time, does that make you better? Absolutely. If you're consciously trying to engage these muscles more, relax. If you're consciously trying to engage these muscles more, everybody, eventually it'll just happen subconsciously. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about, this hip snap. Why we're always trying to squeeze the butt as hard as you can. Eventually it will just happen. But if you're lazy because, you know, it's something extra you have to think about, then you'll never get it, okay? So try to build these movement patterns in. I go on my rants for a reason, and hopefully it's helping. Right, that's round one done. 30 seconds, we go back into it again. So again, at this point, it's not a case of it's a low intensity active recovery workout, I'm going to put in 50%. You're still giving the exercises your all. The exercise choices tonight and the fact that we've got equal work to equal rest is what makes it low intensity. Not your mindset, not your attitude. You're still giving it your all. With the skipping, like I say, try to be better. Everybody could be better with their skipping. Try to be more economical. Little jumps and keep the movement in your wrist. Go, instead of your whole arm. Try to focus on keeping your wrist at the same distance from the side of your hips the whole time. The rotation, the very light rotation of the wrist is what's spinning this rope, not the arms. See if I'm doing it, if you can see me now, you don't need to. But this is me using my whole arms. Again, another mistake. Dumping so much energy, relax. If you're using your whole arm, everything's going to get tired, your heart rate's going to shoot up, and you're not as economical. Good, it's like driving everywhere in first gear. You're going to burn through that fuel. Sit-ups next, stand by. Strict sit-ups, focus on that lower back especially. Fingertips on temples. Try not to lift your feet off the ground unless you absolutely have to. Strict controlled press-ups, powerful on the way up, down under control. Strict on the way up, powerful, down under control. Try to keep the chest proud, is all I'm saying. And you'll find that lower back, that core will engage more. Control, control, control. Fantastic, good, you can stay down. Glute bridges next. If you want to use a wee bit of weight on your glute bridge, feel free. Put that kettlebell or whatever you're using on the crease of the hips where you can find a comfortable place for it, and you can use that to increase the weight ever so slightly, if you like. When you're glute bridging, make sure the feet are just outside the butt, nice and close to the butt. Go. Up, pause, squeeze, down. Up, pause, squeeze, down. You're trying to lock those hips out by taking them up as far as you can, and we're tilting that pelvis, remember, to make sure these glutes are driving, and they are the primary driver with a little bit of help from their old pal, the hamstrings, not the other way about. okay? Not the other way about. We shouldn't be feeling like we're driving with the hamstrings, with the glutes helping out. Glutes are the main driver. Dorsal holds. Get up, shake out, stand by. You've still got 10 seconds. Don't spend all that time rolling about on the floor. Back down we go. It's a static hold. Isometric exercise. Okay, we're contracting these muscles. Go. And we're holding. Trying to take it higher. Not just pausing, but taking it higher. Pull those elbows back. Squeeze those shoulder blades more. Lift the chest up more. Try and get that belly button off the ground. That's what we're trying to imagine. Is it going to happen? No, but we're still trying. Good. Relax. Catch your breath. Great work. Which leads us nicely on toward, what do you call them? Jumping jacks, shuffles. Shuffle jacks. Shuffle jacks. Let's call them shuffle jacks. Get the feet going first. Flutter kicks. It's short, short and sharp. Knees soft to absorb the impact. Then just flap the arms around. Okay, go. No real technique involved. Just make sure you're not doing big almost lunges. No chance. Short, sharp. Flutter kicks. We're on the balls of the feet. We're trying to get the heart rate up by any means possible, i.e. movement. So get those arms moving. Get those feet moving. Beautiful. Good. Right, set yourself up for a Turkish get-up. Half Turkish get-up. This is where if you're feeling pretty warm, feel free to go heavier. Feel free to challenge yourself. Because like I say, most people have the strength once they've got this thing up. Once you get it to here, most people have got the strength to complete the lift. It's getting it to here that's the hardest part. Go. Punch up. Drive the hand. Learn the technique. And as always, you won't learn the technique if the weight's too light. You only learn the technique if you try and sit up without any technique. And that's when you'll develop the power, the explosive drive, as you can hear from my breathing, that's required to get these heavier kettlebells up. Change arms, change feet. The most important bit of advice I'll give you is crush the hell out of that kettlebell, keep the elbow locked out, and keep the shoulder blade pulled together. Imagine someone's going to push this arm from any direction, you don't know what, but either way, because you've got this right, it ain't going anywhere. Go. So at any point during this movement, imagine someone's going to come along and push this kettlebell any direction, you don't know where. And if you've got this arm locked out, you're crushing the hell out of it, you've got that shoulder blade pulled in the socket, it won't go anywhere. Good, relax, down under control. And if you are using a heavier kettlebell, okay, your next exercise is a plank. Watch me now. If I'm setting up for a Turkish get-up, hook the arm underneath, hook the other arm, and try and roll it up, and then press it. Make sure you're not putting this, you're not doing this sort of thing. You're gonna hurt yourself. Elbow plank, stand by, go. So it's all these little things. A lot of people injure themselves not in the actual exercises, but by bad movement patterns, picking the kettlebell up, putting it down, transitioning between floor to wherever you're putting it. That's when people end up making a lot of errors. And over time, like I say, those errors lead to weakness. Weakness leads to injury. Focus on your breathing. So test it. At this point, my heart rate's up, but I'm not struggling to breathe. I could easily maintain a conversation. That is roughly where you should be at right now. Sure, don't get me wrong, it's very warm by usual standards tonight, and for a lot of us in your living rooms, the temperature might be a lot higher than normal, in which case your heart rate is going to be a lot higher because we're not used to it. My body's trying to keep us cool.
Activity completed.
So it's pumping that blood around pretty damn quick. So that aside, you should feel like this isn't too bad. Okay, you could feel that you could probably do 100 of these run-throughs if you had enough energy to keep you going, food-wise. But that's not the point, okay? So 2 rounds in, this is the last round. Okay, please enjoy these workouts, as in really try and just enjoy the fact that you're training without busting your nuts, without, pardon me, maybe the wrong thing to say, isn't it? Yeah, but apologies, that just came out. We don't all have nuts, do we? Right, set up for skipping. Set up for skipping. So, I don't even know what else to say now. There's no coming back from that, is there? Right, let's go. Let's get it done. So push the skipping. It's not a lazy skip, it's extra practice. Good. Nice and light on the toes. And if you're skipping and you're constantly tripping up, don't let that put you off, okay? Please don't let that put you off. When you were learning to drive and you kept stalling all the time, sure, it might have really got annoying and it dented your confidence a wee bit, but you kept going back. And most of you probably learned how to drive. Sit-ups. Once again, it's not about reps. It's about thinking about the sit-up. How can I make it better? Slowing it down. Power up, power up. Down under control, chest proud. Probably half a second if that to get up. 2 seconds to get down. Half second up, 2 seconds to get down. Really control it. Really feel that extra stress and tension on the muscles. Good work. Fantastic, which sets us up nicely to glute bridges. You might as well stay where you are. Glute bridges, once again, feel free to whack a bit of weight on there, but I'm not telling you you should. I'm not. Okay, this is true to its name for me tonight, nice and chilled. Active recovery, just getting the muscles working without putting too much stress on them. Stand by, rotate that pelvis, squeeze the butt, back down. Rotate the pelvis, squeeze the butt. Well, rotate the pelvis, I mean tilt the pelvis. Imagine you're trying to tilt the pelvis towards your face. And as a result, you should feel those glutes really firing up, really being that driver behind this exercise. Good work. We're rolling onto our front. We're going for a dorsal raise. Hold. But remember, we're not just holding in one position. I want you to imagine you're trying to take it higher, higher, higher. Yes, you're going to get fatigued. Yes, you may start lowering as a result. But I want you to really try and do this one as best you can. Stand by. Go for it. This is like a plank, but for your lower back only. But also, as you'll feel when you really pull those shoulder blades back, really pull those elbows high, you're really working the upper back as well. Great posterior chain strength on this one. Try not to hold your breath. Should have said that in the first one. Don't hold your breath on them, otherwise you're going to feel yourself starting to go a bit kind of, whoo. Stand up, shake out, shuffle jacks now, shuffle jacks. Flapping around like crazy basically. Get the heart rate up, have a bit of fun. Don't knock any ornaments down. Nice and light on the toes. Nice and light on the toes only, and then flap these arms about. So you can see it's not a full jumping jack with the arm. And the speed is controlled by the arm flap. Try and flap your arms faster, your feet will automatically go faster. Maybe. Can't make any promises. It depends how coordinated you might be. Right, shake out. We've got enough time to catch your breath. And then we're on to these Turkish get-ups. Again, use them for technique practice, but also if you're feeling pretty competent with them, don't be shy about going a wee bit heavier. Remember, keep that elbow tucked in tight to the side of the body, hook round with a grip, and roll it on, press it up. Boom, sit up. Don't be lazy with your grip. Don't try and rush it. We're trying to fine tune the basics here. Explosive power, but also getting that arm right. We've not got a bent arm. My wrist isn't sitting back cocked. Change legs, change arms. Boom. So look at your wrist right now. It should be straight. It should not be cocked back with that kettlebell. Crush the hell out of it, squeeze the hell out of it. Elbows locked out, shoulder blades pulled together and proud. Stand by. Punch this thing towards the sky. Punch it as you drive that arm. Punch it as you push that hand into the ground. Back down under control. Always keeping the eyes on the kettlebell. It should not be elsewhere. Keep your eye on the kettlebell. Punch the kettlebell, boom, towards the sky. So even though your arm's straight, you can still generate force by visualizing that punch. Good. Kettlebell off to the side. Set yourself up for the perfect elbow plank. Let's just roll into it now. Let's get an extra 10 seconds. Go for it. Feet together, knees together. Squeeze the butt, squeeze the core. Make sure your hips aren't high, okay? You shouldn't be sagging. Good, go. Squeeze the butt, squeeze the core. Emphasize it. Makes it harder, but over the long term, it will make you better as you start to strengthen up. And just by holding, relax there, just by holding everybody that elbow plank and me telling you, as we've not long been doing it, me telling you to squeeze the butt and squeeze the core, exaggerate it. That's you learning how to engage your core properly. Not many of us know how to do that. If you can get that muscle memory going of engaging the core properly and it starts to happen naturally. Imagine when you're squeezing your core, you're putting a big weightlifting belt on. You're creating all that pressure that's going to help hold all this together. It's going to protect your spine. It's going to protect your lower back. Okay, it's going to improve your posture. You're going to find yourself holding better posture easily. So that's the reason behind it. Okay, I'm not just saying it for the sake of it. It's teaching you how to use these muscles properly, and we have to be conscious of it. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Even when you're tired, especially when you're tired, still be conscious of it. That's why I always tell you it's better to fail by doing the reps properly than to start to default into horrible positions and easier versions of the exercise. Okay, fail, reset, go again, crack another couple reps. Always focusing, and eventually these things will just start to happen naturally. Okay, and you'll be exercising better, more efficiently, and you'll know how to activate all these muscles properly rather than just going through a movement pattern and trying to mirror image basically what I'm doing. Thank you very much. Hopefully that served its purpose. It certainly did for me. About half an hour ago, I could not be arsed at the thought of doing this, I'll be honest with you, but then I know myself by now, it just takes you getting a kick up the arse, getting it done, and you feel better for it. We don't really regret many workouts, do we? Some we do, but very rarely. Have a good, whatever this is, weekend, as of tomorrow, okay, the day after, and I'll see you all when I see you all.